Hello everyone, let's start our today's session. Welcome to KP classes. Okay, so in our today's session, we are going to talk about GATE examination. Okay, as you know that your examination is day after tomorrow. Okay, so you guys are prepared for your exam today, but there are few mistakes every student, most of the student, not every, but most of the students are going to commit these mistakes. Okay, so what we are going to do today, we are going to prepare you guys for your last minute preparations. Okay, so basically here I'm going to give you some tips which you guys should follow before appearing in GATE examination. Okay, guys, this is the time when most of the students are getting depressed also, and some of you are having a lot of confidence also. Okay, most of the some students, their syllabus has not been completed. Okay, so they are getting depressed, but some of you have already completed the syllabus and revised the syllabus also. Okay, so those who have already completed the syllabus and revised on then you, some of you might do some mistakes in the examinations. Okay, so we have to be very careful with the examination. Okay, so in our today's session I'm going to give you some tips and tricks. So let's start our session, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to divide this session into three subsections. So first I will be talking about before exam, then I will be talking about what things you need to consider during the examination, then I will be talking about the things which you need to do after the examination. Okay, so let's start with the things which you guys should be doing now before the examination. Okay, as every one of you know that GATE examination is very important for you guys. If you want to get into the IITs, or if you want to secure a good job in ONGC and many other PSUs also. Okay, and if you want to take admission in MTechs or PhDs. Okay, so GATE is very important. So every one of you want to score high. Okay, but some lose the score. Okay, so there are certain things in the last time which you need to follow. Okay, so let's start talking about before. So before examination, what you guys need to do. So here I am going to start with before exam. Okay, guys, so first and foremost thing which you need to do here is to stay cool and calm. Okay, why you need to cool and calm? Because in geology and geophysics, you know that the syllabus is very vast. Okay, so it is not like that every student is going to complete whole of the syllabus and cover all aspects of the syllabus. Okay, then if you think you have covered all the aspects of the syllabus, then again you are going to get some questions which you might never have heard about. Okay, so some terminologies will always be there, you might have skipped those terminologies. Okay, so do not get depressed that your syllabus is remaining. So those students, this is specifically for those students who has covered at least half of the syllabus and they are depressed that their syllabus has not been completed and they are thinking of skipping the exam. So guys, this is my advice to you guys: do not skip the exam. Why do not skip? Because if you are going to appear for the exam, then you are going to get exposure. Okay, so you are going to learn how to handle the pressure also. So it does not matter whether you are going to score good or bad, go for the examination. Okay, so do not skip it. The first thing is that always stay calm. Do not lose your focus. Okay, so you should not lose your focus at this time. Okay, and do not be nervous. Okay, because whenever you are going to get nervous, you are going to forget many concepts and many formulas. Okay, so you have to maintain this. So I know that person to person this varies. Okay, so some of you can handle the stress differently and some of you can handle stress very badly. But if you are getting nervous and if you are getting stressed, then you are going to forget many formulas. Okay, so try to focus on those things only which makes you confident at this time. Okay, then the for another most important thing is that at your IIT Kanpur's website, Gate portal, you will find a mock test. Okay. because most of the students, around 50% of the students, are going to appear for GATE examination for the first time. So they need to be aware of the test examination, how GATE examination happens. Okay, so for that, go to the IIT GATE website, and there you will find mock test. Start doing that mock test, because if you start doing that mock test, you will get familiar with the interface, and you will come to know how paper comes and how you have to answer the questions. Okay, so first of all, by doing mock test, you will be getting familiar with the interface, and there is a scientific calculator also. Okay guys, so there is a scientific calculator also. You will be getting familiar with these things. So if you are going for the first time, please go through the mock test. Okay, okay, if you are not going through the mock test and you are going directly in the examination, then you will be wasting your time in the exam by figuring out how to use the calculator, how, and it will take your time getting familiar with the interface. Okay, so it, and if you are appearing for the mock test, it can help you in revising the concepts also. It can give you a very comprehensive revision of all the syllabus which you have covered. So for the first thing which you guys should do today after the session is attempt the mock test. Why? And while attempting the mock test, mark the time which, and check what time, how much time you have taken to complete the mock test. Okay, so after completing the mock test, you guys can see the key and check how many you have done correctly. Then you can mark the areas of improvement, and you will find that some of the formulas of the numerical you have forgotten. So you will get to know which things you need to revise. Okay, so this is, so here you will find the pattern of the examination also. You will see that there is a general aptitude section, then there is a part A, then there is a geology section, then there is a geophysics section. So geology students need to attempt geology section, and geophysics students need to attempt geophysics section. Now in examination, you will be finding two types of questions. First is MCQs. Okay, then there are MSQs. So MSQs, GATE has started giving these types of questions from last year only. So earlier, all the MCQs were present in the GATE examination. So here in JAM examination, you guys can see that there is a different section for MCQ and MSQs, but in GATE examination, you would not be finding any different section for MCQ and MSQs. But at the top of each question, it will be written whether it is MCQ or MSQ. Okay, so in MSQ, it is a multiple select question. Here, more than one options are correct. So either they can be 2, 3, 4, or one option is correct. So you have to select all the possible answers, okay, in MSQs. So here the thing is, the people might get confused. So while we are browsing the questions, you might get confused whether it is MCQ or MSQ. Sometimes we forget that we have to read on the top. There is another difference to identify MCQ and MSQ is that in MCQ you will be finding a bullet mark like this. So here options are like this. So bullet marks are like this. So here you have to select from the bullet marks. But in case of MSQs, you will be finding options like this. So you have to select these. Okay. So if you are seeing circular bullet marks, then it is a multiple choice question. Then if you are finding rectangular or square boxes, then it is a multiple select questions. Okay. So this is your first and foremost priority, which you should get familiar today itself. Okay, then once you have done the MCQ or mock test exam today, okay, then start doing the revision. Okay, so start revising them, start revising all the syllabus. So once you are done with all the syllabus, so while revising, do one thing. So now at this point of time, you cannot make your notes. Okay, so whatever the notes you guys have already prepared, start revising from them. But along with these notes, start doing one thing Okay, so when you are coming across a numerical formula, so let's say you are reading hydrogeology. Okay, so you are reading hydrogeology, you are revising your notes, and you are revising the numerical formulas which are coming in your notes also. But do one thing, take a separate sheet with yourself, and when you are coming to the particular time, like you have come to a porosity, right? It's so you have seen its formula. Porosity is equal to Vt by V bulk. Okay, so there is another formula, wide ratio upon 1 plus wide ratio occur. So keep writing those numerical formulas on a separate blank sheet. Okay, so when you are coming to the formulas, keep writing them in the separate sheets, because when before going to the examination, let's say day after tomorrow we are having examination, so in the morning time you guys can go through those formulas at that time. Okay guys, so this is a very good way of preparing before the examination, because theory you are going to remember most of the times, but the formulas you are going to forget more. Okay, and in gate examination 90% of the times we are getting questions which are directly formula based. You just have to apply the formula and get the correct answer. Okay, so this more, so here MCQ has been done. Then after MCQ, what we need to do, the third step is your mock test. After mock test is your revision. Okay, so revision is done. Then before examination, what should be your most priority? So most of the students, they what they do, they keep on reading whole of the night. Okay, they do not get adequate sleep. So you should get adequate sleep before going to the examination, because if you are getting adequate sleep, then you are in a very relaxed position, then you won't be forgetting many things, you won't be getting confused. Okay, whenever have not taken an adequate amount of sleep before the examination, so in exam what will happen, so in exam there is a way pressure. Okay, so you will be getting nervous, so because of those pressure and nervousness, along with not you have not slept also, so you will be getting confused. Okay, so if you are not taking sleep before the examination, that is going to harm you. Okay, so you need to be relaxed, calm, slept well before the examination. Then afterwards what you need to do is you have to take your admit card. Okay, so at this time most of you guys have already printed your admit card with you. So see your admit card, find the location of the admit center, okay, your examination center, and plan your travel. Okay, so you have to plan your day also, so that this planning should be done tomorrow in evening. Okay, so by tomorrow evening they give at least 15 to 20 minutes to plan your day. So in plan your day, you have to find your examination center, you have to plan your travel, how you are going to travel, and you have to prepare your water bottle also. You guys can take water bottle and sanitizer also with you. If you want to carry some stationary items, you can take them. So and print the admit cards and keep and take valid ID card with you. Okay, and keep those things at one place, so that in morning you know that you have taken everything at one place. Okay, so take everything from one place and leave for the examination. Okay, so once you reach the examination center, so that is your most important day. Okay, because whatever you have studied for the previous year, now this is the time you are going to check yourself. Okay, so most of the times, again same thing, I'm repeating this again and again. Why? Because most of the students gets nervous, they forget things, they get confused. But here you have to try to keep yourself calm. Don't be nervous before the examination or during the examination. So there is a 3-year exam, three hours examination, so you please be ready. Don't be nervous. You will be having around 65 questions. Okay, 15 questions are of general aptitude. Then we are having more questions there. Okay, 60 questions, total 65, 15 are of general aptitude, then our 55 are of geology section. From this 55, 30 are of 2 marks questions and 25 are of 1 mark question. Then from general aptitude, we are having 10 questions, 5 are of 1 mark and 5 are of 2 marks question. Okay, so what have worked for me in previous examination is that whenever I'm seeing the examination, so in one go, so let's say in the beginning, you will be getting general aptitude section. So most of the students in geology, and in geology particularly, we know that most of the students are very weak in general aptitude. Okay, but general aptitude is going to play a major role here because it is for 15 marks. Okay, so you guys can score. So those who are good in general aptitude, they are going to attempt general aptitude first, but those who are not good in general aptitude, so they need to skip this section, because they, if they start doing it in the first place, they will get demoralized. Okay, so those who are weak in general aptitude, skip the general aptitude section first, because in geology, whenever we are attempting gate examination, it gets over by 1.5 hours, 2 hours. So we have a lot of time. Okay, most of the times gate examination, maximum we take around 2 hours to solve the examination, because most of the questions in the geology sections are asked directly. Okay, so what do you need to do? Start with the part B. Okay, so this is for those who are weak in aptitude. So, and for others also, when you are finding, so in the first go, start solving or answering the direct questions, because most 100% of the time the questions which are direct and easy, they are going to be correct. Okay, so do not try to attempt numerical questions in the first attempt. Okay, so for, let's say we have started first question. This is a normal question, like they have asked which planet has the highest angular momentum. So directly we can answer that. So answer it, and meanwhile start writing the answer in your notepad also. Okay, why I am asking you to write down the answers on the notepad, I will let you know in the later. Okay, so here what you need to do, start writing them also in your copy and also marking them. Then next question, again direct question, solve it, mark it there, write it. Then again, let's say third question is your numerical question, kindly skip it. Okay, in the first row. When you are reaching at the end, then come back to the, in the second time, start solving all the questions which you have left. Okay, so there are some questions which we do not know. Okay, but some questions we know that we can solve it, but it is going to take time. Solve all those questions and skip those questions in the second attempt which we do not know or we are not sure about. Okay, so once we are done with the numerical questions which are we are sure about and we can solve them easily, now comes the third attempt. Okay, in third attempt we are going to attempt all the questions which we have left. Okay, so once you have attempted all the questions we have left, okay, so then you have come to the end. After that, go to the first. Now all the answers you have written on your page, start matching them. Okay, because I have seen and I have come to know with many students that they have solved it correctly, but due to the technical error or due to the unawareness, they have marked something else. Okay, so I have an example with me also. I have seen some guys, so they have solved a question, but his mouse was faulty. His mouse was, sometimes it was working properly, but sometimes it was having some issues. So instead, his answer was like 74.789, but his answer got marked as 749. Point did not get marked. Okay, but he did not wrote the answer down on his copy, so he cannot verify it. So kindly keep writing down the answers, so at the end you can verify all the answers. So planning your time here is very important. So here, so those students whose aptitude is not good, so after all doing all these 3 attempts, go to the aptitude. So for aptitude, so you cannot invest more than 25 to 30 minutes. Okay, okay guys, so if you have a lot of time with you, so if you have attempted geology first and you are left with a lot of time, you guys can go for aptitude and you can devote time to it. Okay, but if you are attempting aptitude in the first okay, then you cannot give it more than 25 to 30 minutes. So if you are not able to solve all the questions in the 20 to 35, leave the questions, go to the geology sections, solve them, and at the end come back to the aptitude and solve it. Okay, and there is another way also to attempt the question. So if suppose, let's say we are having a paper, when you are going for a mock test, you will see find an option where you guys can see entire paper. Okay, so in entire paper you guys can mark the easy questions and direct questions yourself, and you guys can decide which questions you are going to attempt first. Okay, so these things you can do and keep yourself hydrated in the exam, because this is a examination. 3 hours are going to be very high pressure ones, so this is a very high pressure state for you guys, so you need to be stay hydrated, so that you guys can give your best in the examination. So it does not matter whether you have done good or bad. Okay, so third stage here comes is after the exam. So most of the times when we are coming out of the examination, what we start to do, we start discussing and we start calculating our marks. So I don't think, I personally believe that we should not start calculating the exam marks. Okay, so sometimes once we are done with the calculation of the exams, let's say we are scoring 50 marks or 55 marks or 65, then after that we start predicting whether cutoff will be 60, cutoff will be 70. So we are actually wasting here our time, because we can never be sure about the cutoff. So we can only be sure about the cutoff when IIT is going to release the cutoff. Okay, so target between somewhere. So if you want to aim for IITs, then your target should be more than 50 or 55 marks. And if you want to go for into job, then your target should be more than 70 marks. Okay, so at least 70 marks. So that is a minimum marks. Okay, so sometimes merit can go somewhere between 70 for ONGC and everything. Okay, so at least target 70 marks here, and for IITs 50 to 55 marks are more than sufficient to get admission in the IITs. Okay guys, so do not waste your time in counting. But if you want to see your questions in our KP classes, as soon as your gate examination is over, we will be giving analysis of the examination, and we will be giving solution of the gate examination based on memory based questions. Okay, so what you guys can do, you guys can come here on the website and check whether your questions are right or wrong. So if your questions are not wrong, what should be done now? So start preparing again. So what you guys can do, you guys can start our coaching classes. Okay, so start our coaching classes, because those students who are enrolled earlier also, they can start giving the mock tests and everything here. Keep practicing, so next year you guys can improve. So if you have not qualified with a good score in this year gate examination, but you can always improve. Okay, so in order to improve, you need to prepare. So it is not a 2-day process or a 3-day process to score best in gate. It takes around 6 to 8 months at least to score around more than 75 marks. Okay, so you need to devote time, and in 6 to 8 months, I'm saying in a day, you are giving around 4 to 5 years for self-study. Okay, so earlier we were going with the name of Career Avenue. Okay, but we have upgraded ourselves. Now we have converted ourselves into KP Gate classes, and we are the only institute in India which is providing physical coaching of geology and geophysics. Okay, so there, and we are taking live online classes also. So if you guys have enjoyed our session today, then there we are going to share a mini mock test which all of you guys should attempt. Because why I'm saying should attempt, because if you are attempting this mock test, you guys will come to know that which portion you need to revise more at this time. Because at this time you need not to consult yourself with the new syllabus or new book. Okay, so but here you will be finding some questions which you might not be able to solve, but you guys can see there directly their formula and write them down. Maybe those questions can help you in the examination. Okay guys, so kindly register and try to do the mock test. And we are providing this mock test as a very nominal price of Rs, one only. And in this ₹1, you will be getting 3 mock tests, 3 mini mock tests. So kindly try to attempt those mock tests also. And best of luck for your examinations. And if you guys have any doubt and if you want to ask anything about the GATE examination, kindly ask. I will be answering them one by one. Any doubts, guys? Okay, then if you have any doubts or if you want to ask something, kindly ask in comments. I will answer them. Meanwhile, best of luck for your examination.